Well, they block you too. My bad. Hold on, man. I let my thing go. Oh, yeah, we all blocked.
Damn. Now who gonna watch us?
Yeah. Well, just be me and you. We about to have a good time anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great show of Two Cigars in the Blunt. Because you know I am the man on the street.
This is Tim Dog, who's still in Be More Careful.
Yeah. Usually we do our podcast on Facebook, but Facebook blocked me. So we still blocked for a day and 3 hours because of a video I posted about Coco Golf. And Wimbledon got me. I guess Wimbledon like, nah, my brother, you got to make sure you come correct. But we live on YouTube, and if anybody out there watching YouTube, hope y'all get us. But it is what it is, Tim Dog. But we gonna keep on pushing. But you know how we always start our podcast off, my brother Tim Dog. We always got to let the people know how our day went. So, my brother, how was your day?
Man, you already know what's coming. Another BMO story.
What's going on with BMO?
Man, I went to the world's most ghettoest Walmart today. No lie. Oh my God. My mom wanted some pictures that I took, like the one in the background and a couple other pictures. And she was like, oh, you know, that's nice. I want to put them in a frame. I'm like, okay. So I go online, Walmart, put it on there. Boom. They say it'll be ready at 2:30. I go at 4 o'clock. And the pictures weren't ready. Girl was like, after I stood in the line for 15, 20 minutes. While I'm in the line, this lady was yelling at this kid walked by and hit this lady on the butt. He was about 6 years old. Smacked the kid on the butt. And the woman said, what the fuck? And then the mama gonna say something to the woman because she didn't see her son do it because she was on the phone, had the baby in the stroller. Anyway, they up there arguing in the middle of Walmart. And I'm in the line waiting for pictures. I'll get up to get my pictures. And the girl will say, our machine is down. I said, your photo machine down. She said, yeah. I said, so when can I get my pictures? She said, oh, you ain't getting no pictures. I said, why? It's been down for a year.
By the time to tell you. So
I was like, what?
So you got to go someplace to get, they don't have no more picture place no more, do they? That you can get pictures developed? Yeah,
I had to go online and cancel that order. And then I had it for delivery instead of a pickup.
Okay, man. So, I'm glad to
Hey, but check it out. Check it out. They told me I'll get it by July 13th.
Oh, you be gone. Well, at least your mama will get them. Mad Professor, man, if you're trying to get online on Facebook, man, they got us blocked. Well, they got me blocked. They got the man on the street blocked on Facebook. Mad Professor trying to get himself together. He can't hear us. Nah, you can't hear you, bro. You move your mouth. He can't hear you. Yeah, trying to move your mouth. Yeah, fix your shit, man. You got that new equipment. Don't know how to use it.
We still can't
hear you.
We need Paula sign.
You don't know, but we can get it back as soon as he's ready.
There you go. I was muted for some reason.
There you go. Yeah. Matt Press, you notice we not on Facebook. Facebook blocked me. Facebook blocked me from the Coco Golf thing.
Wait, well, I told you. That's what I told you was gonna happen.
Yeah, they finally got the man on the street. God damn it, boy! They sent me an email.
That's what I told you.
It is. But Wimbledon, you got to get requests from Wimbledon, but it is what it is. But we live on YouTube, and we're gonna have a good show anyway. Professor, how's your day besides your mic being muted?
I'm fucking tired. I am exhausted. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Yeah,
working is a bitch, ain't it?
This work life ain't shit. I like the people. I don't like having to do the shit.
Yeah, I got you,
but,
man.
This, like I said, man, yesterday my store got its first order since I've been there.
Yeah.
And it was it's only a year old. But I'm just new in there. So we got our first shipment with me being there as one of the store supervisors.
Yeah.
And it was a tractor trailer full of shit just for my store. About 3,500 pieces.
That's called
And
inventory.
that wore my ass the fuck out. But man, by the end of it, I was so goddamn dehydrated and drenched from sweat. I had to change my goddamn shirt, and I couldn't even talk no more.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's how it be sometimes, man. You
I need to
working.
win the lottery.
Yeah, we all need it. Man. Don't forget about the brothers. If you do win, I don't want much.
No,
Just a
I'm
couple
not
to pay
gonna,
my
I'm not gonna
bills off.
forget y'all. I'm not gonna forget y'all.
I just want to pay the bills off. That's all I
no,
need.
I promise you, I will not forget none of y'all.
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
gonna send y'all
That's
a
what I'm
gift
talking
card
about.
to. I'm gonna send y'all a gift card somewhere, and y'all ball out on that $50 I'm gonna send you.
I'm gonna ball out for real. Trust me. If you know
Y'all
me,
ball out. You go ahead. You go your ass to Red Lobster
you know
and
how I do.
ball
Cause
the hell out.
you know how I do. Somebody give me a gift card, I go by myself. I enjoy it by myself. Remember, I was telling you, Kim Bella was like, we going to Red Lobster to eat. No, I'm going to Red Lobster.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help
messed-
y'all
that's
ball
messed
the
up.
fuck out.
No, that's
The
not
best
messed up.
$50 you can get.
That's not. Hey, trust it out. Trust this. It's not messed up. I'm like the mad professor. How you going to celebrate on my birthday? How you
Right.
going to eat off of my
Make
birthday?
me-
I don't
Well,
think
you know
so.
what, bro? That's like last year for my birthday. They made me go out for dinner to dinner with some of my friends and family, and I'm like, if I wanted to see any of these people, I'd have did it myself. I don't
That's right.
need to be by people for me to celebrate me.
That's right.
Me celebrating, it's just like for Father's Day. Everybody, Sean, what you want Father's Day? To be left alone.
Alone. That's how it always is, man.
They should know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good show for you tonight. We got a short version, you know, 'cause a lot of people got family members coming in. My brother-in-law is supposed to be getting here pretty soon, but we go ahead and get this started. The main comments or the main thing people talk about is the puffy. Oh, it's over. And it went like we all said it was gonna go.
The verdict is in. After 14 hours of deliberation, a jury of 8 men and 4 women who spent nearly 7 weeks listening to over 30 witnesses decided the fate of Sean Diddy Combs. Not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, but guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution.
And there it is, Mad Professor. I think when we texted in the group chat, you already said what was going to happen. But let's go ahead and rehash this. What were your thoughts when you heard the verdict?
No shit. I mean, it's like we said. It's like we said. The first week of the trial. Yes, they proved he's an asshole. Yes, they proved he can be abusive to his girlfriends. Yes, they proved he can be a sexual deviant, if that's what you want to call him. I don't call him that. I just say the man has a sexual need. Yeah. But he's not a sex trafficker. He's not. There's nothing they could have gotten him on RICO. And like I said, we said it in the beginning. And I know Conspiracy Brother was like, "Look, I think you're wrong," and I'm like, "No, bro, they haven't proved shit. The prosecution in any case opens with their star witness. That's why they're called the star witness. They open up with the witness that has the most evidence to prove the case. So when all Cassie could say was, yes, he beat my ass, y'all saw it on camera, and all of the people that was testifying against him said, yeah, you saw him beat Cassie ass. Yeah, we have parties where sex is involved. Yeah, we get prostitutes to come back and forth. None of that proves sex trafficking.
Yeah.
None of it.
Yeah, it didn't prove it at that point, but they still went forward anyway, Tim Dog. What were your thoughts when you heard the verdict?
Told you so. I mean, it wasn't shocking, like Mad Professor said. One of his famous quotes, "Do I really care? I already know."
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it still shows that there is a difference between being a celebrity in federal court than being a regular Joe Blow in federal court.
Yeah.
I mean, the judge could have let him go, but I see the judge probably put into consideration, because he asked the prosecution, what case have you heard of where someone got committed of a crime like this and spent time in jail? So that right there tells me that the judge is probably going to give him some time. With the time served, he may have to serve, who knows, or he may say time served but put him on probation. But I could see why he don't want to give him bail and let him out and then have to bring him right back in. So
yeah.
I thought that was probably the smartest thing for him.
Yeah. I want you to keep hold on to that because you're jumping the gun again. You're looking at my
Oh,
notes
I'm sorry,
because
man.
that's they don't eat. But you know the man on the street had to have his fun because me and my man Big G, I had to put it up my video and Big G let the people know how Puffy got off on that goddamn Rico charge.
Good evening, this is Big G reporting live. Today we're hitting the streets to find out what people really think about P. Diddy's baby oil, freak-off parties, and that Rico charge. Let's get into it. Sir, Diddy beat the Rico charge. Miracle, money move, or Illuminati vibes?
Probably all three.
Diddy out here dodging charges like Neo in the Matrix. They say P. Diddy's baby oil budget is bigger than NASA's budget. We need answers. Damn, P. Diddy beat the Rico charge. Man, that boy's slicker than a bottle of baby oil and this soup. Yo, bro, you think Diddy uses coconut or regular baby oil during the freak-offs?
Man, I ain't answering that. Diddy just walked out like, Rico who? Meanwhile, I'm trying to beat these parking tickets.
All right, y'all, this has been Big G reporting live. Remember, if someone shows up to your party with 5 bottles of baby oil and no socks, just call me so I can record it for the news.
That's right. If he shows up with 5 bottles of baby oil, call me so I can get it on the goddamn news. But man, Professor, man, hey, I'm coming back to you, man. And this is crazy. I'm gonna play this video quick, like, because I want to get your thoughts on what they said about P. Diddy and the overreaching of basically the charges.
I submit that this verdict, that this case was more about the government and less a judgment about Sean Diddy Combs. 8 men and 4 women found that the government overreached. They made a federal crime out of Diddy's immoral lifestyle.
And there it is, man, Professor. They made a moral judgment about his lifestyle. And like you said before, yeah, if you had came and say that Diddy is a bad person, he's a narcissist, he's a woman beater, okay, you got him. But you went for the jugular, and now you got eggs on your face. Your thoughts?
Well, that's always the case when it comes to people of power. It's all about the morality of the issues that they want to bring up against them. And the problem with that is you can't adjudicate morals. You just can't.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what anybody tries to do. Adjudicating morals is just like trying to catch water with your hands, and your hands are made of fucking powdered sugar. It's not gonna work all that well for you. So
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, we said this in the beginning of the trial.
That's correct.
If they want to prove he's an asshole, they've already proven that. Arresting him proved that. Gathering of the evidence, and then of course having to release it all, trying to embarrass him in public, did all that. But you could never prove that he had done all the bullshit that you said he did. And I'm not calling what they accused him of bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm calling their way of trying to prove it was bullshit. And like I said, I think if they wouldn't have gone for the Rico case and the sex trafficking case, it would have been open and shut almost immediately.
Yeah.
If they wanted to say he paid for prostitution across state lines, which is illegal, which is a federal crime, yeah, easy. Got him easy, because that's the only shit they found him guilty of. If y'all wanted to put him in jail for abusing Cassie, that shit was on video. Good, you got him.
Yeah.
But all the other all the moralistic shit they went after, that was always bound to fail, because Rico is not an easy charge to prove anyway.
Yeah.
When it comes to organized crime, it's never easy to prove. But and in fact, most federal prosecutions of it fail because it is so difficult to prove.
Yeah. And
So
I like what Joe just
they just wasted a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, and I like what Joe just said. The jury said we listen and we don't judge when they went into deliberation. And it goes back to something else that you said. If they had took it at the state level, I think they would have got Puffy on a lot of more things. But going by the Rico charge, Tim Dog, you got to make it seem as though that everybody was in cooperation. So that's like me being a bodyguard, and I was supposed to protect Puffy. That's my job. I'm supposed to protect him from people coming in. Mm-hmm. If I'm a person, he said, "Hey, I want you to go get this person." That's my job. I'm supposed to go get this person. But once I get this person, I don't know what's going on inside I may know, but for these reasons. I don't know that he's doing criminal activities. You understand what I'm saying, Tim Dog?
Yeah, well, I understand, but I'm gonna take a page out of a conspiracy, brother. You know, the federal government, you know, they probably had a plan. Yeah, we're gonna charge him with this, but that's not what we want to do. We want to publicly embarrass him, like Mad Professor said, and I mean, and they succeeded in doing that. But I don't think that them overreaching was, you know, a mistake. I'm saying it was deliberate. So
I think we all saying that it's deliberate. I think it's all deliberate, Mad Professor, because let's say if they had got him on the RICO charge, what could they have done? They could have taken all his money. And now they can't get him on the RICO charge. Puffy get to keep his money.
What the point of fact is, remember when they came out, when during the gathering of evidence before the trial even started, and the one thing I kept saying was you can tell they're trying to embarrass him by talking about all the bottles of fucking baby oil, all the shit that happens during the
they said. That was
they brought this shit up over and fucking over, and the only thing I said was they're obviously trying to embarrass him by bringing this shit up because there's no reason to bring this up. This has nothing. I can buy 15,000 bottles of baby oil if I want to. There's no goddamn crime in that.
That's right. That's right.
They were just trying to embarrass him, and that's all the shit was about.
And I think we all say that, Tim Dog. They were trying to embarrass the man because of the fact that, hey, when the guy got to say, you gonna hear about the thing called freak offs. You gonna hear about the bottle of oil. I mean, baby oil. You gonna see. And then, you know what's funny, Matt Professor Tim Dog, before you answer, Matt Professor. How come we didn't hear anything about the guns? You remember? We found guns. We found guns with the serial number. This is symbol, and I don't know if they had serial number scratched off, but that's a crime in itself. If I'm not mistaken,
it is, and that is an extreme. That's an extremely criminal activity. But that just shows that one, the guns were legal.
Yeah,
according to the Constitution that they love throwing up in people's face. They were legal for him to have because he's not a convicted criminal of any sort, unlike the fucking president. And he like I said, they couldn't prove that there was any criminal activity with the guns. That's why every time you read or heard an article, the first thing they start bringing up is Cassie talking about him burning down somebody's car or whatever.
Kid Cudi.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's car. What the fuck did that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
what did that have to do? It was obvious that didn't matter. That was exactly them trying to put something on the crime or try to make it look more nefarious than it actually was. And again, they failed at it completely.
Yeah. Tim Dog, your thoughts?
Man, well, to me, it just proves that the real question is, why would they want to embarrass him? Why would they go through all of this to do this to this one man? And they let now independent mayoral candidate, who just let them go. I don't understand. And you just have to think about that. Why?
Yeah.
What has he done to attract this much attention, other than the fact that a state charge was being federally charged, and that's beating up Cassidy, but those charges were never there.
Yeah.
See, it just makes you wonder.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like conspiracy, brother. That's all.
Yeah. No. Because I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole with you, Tim Dog. Because if you remember when Puffy said that he was gonna go against the liquor company, the liquor company for all his millions of dollars. That's when all this popped off, because they say the liquor company. I'm just saying, allegedly, they say the liquor company sending out their special investigators to find dirt, and this is what they came up with. And of course, like I said in one of my previous videos, you may have money, but the people that you going against, they got way more money to bring whatever they want against you. So the CEO conspiracy part, I can see it, Tim Dog.
Man, I mean, it's there. He pissed somebody off. Only people I know like that are car grills, Rockefellers, people who are behind the scenes, got the money to do whatever the hell they want and get away with it, and who actually run the country.
Yeah.
Bloomberg, who actually runs the stock market. I mean, come on. You can't do anything to them. So they can do whatever they want, and no one ever know.
Yeah, yeah. And Matt Professor, you brought up something, and I want you to listen to this video because you brought it up, and I think you was right on point when you said what you said.
They painted Diddy like Gotti and got. Sure, New York City speak maybe, but it's a pretty accurate portrayal. The government wanted you to believe that Diddy was like John Gotti, that he was a one-man criminal organization. So they used a law for criminal organizations, RICO, to trump up the charges, okay? And the jury rejected it, as well as rejecting the idea that Diddy was guilty of sex trafficking Cassie Ventura and another woman, the unnamed girlfriend, Jane. Now, I had a suspicion this was going to go this way, and not because I don't think that what Diddy was up to or about is wrong, is objectionable, is something I'd want to beat him up for. But it's because it clearly didn't meet the standards of the charges that the prosecutors were going for. Diddy is guilty of abusing Cassie physically, probably emotionally, and psychologically. And we all saw it. And clearly that was the root of this case for the feds. But it wasn't even a charge. They obviously had nothing else.
You said it, Matt Professor. Tim Dahl said it as well. Your thoughts on what Kumo said?
Well, that's always been the thing, man. It's, if you're gonna bring up charges, you have to know what it is. You have to know what it is you're going after. They were just throwing darts at a board to see what they could hit. And that's the saddest thing about this is you can't just say, let's bring up these charges while we try to dig for other charges. You're always destined to fail doing that shit. You can't say, oh yeah, this guy, we don't like him because he's a jerk or whatever. And that's what makes him guilty of the crime we want to say that he's guilty of. And again, that's what it seems like the government was going after. They don't like him. And I'm not going to go, I can't go into conspiracies.
I know.
With the liquor companies because that kind of shit is not proven. That's true. A bunch of
hearsay.
internet blather that I can't get with. But to say that the government went after him because of, and let's be real. A lot of this shit that the government went after Diddy is shit that sometimes he'd bring up that he's the godfather of this and that, and shit that we in the community, fans, not necessarily fans of his, but fans of a certain type of music have been hearing about for a long time now. So the government, like they always do with a lot of black people, they went after, they used his own words, tried to use his own words against him, not realizing that he's playing a character in his music. Which just made them look even more foolish.
He's playing that character, and like you say, when you out there, you doing these things like this, of course, somebody is watching you. Somebody's watching you, and just like when I talked about Cassie, I know a lot of people look at Cassie as being a victim. I look at Cassie as being a co-conspirator. And a lot of people can disagree with me on that. Your thoughts?
But no, that's something I've always said, that it's like to prove sex trafficking, you have to prove that none of these women could leave, that they were basically prisoners. He never had anybody chained up, and it's what I kept saying about Cassie. I felt bad for her situation. I felt bad for what happened to her. But baby, you could have always left. You chose to stay for one reason or another. Your career, as it were, or whatever it was. Oh shoot, I have something in my eye. But you chose to stay.
But get it the fuck out your eye.
You chose to stay. So you could have easily said, I'm done with this situation. Fuck you, I'm out of here. You chose to stay. So apparently it wasn't bad enough for you to leave after the ass beating that the video of the ass beating that you received. You still stayed there 2 years. So again, I'm not saying it's easy to leave, but shit, you have family too.
No, you got some brothers that whip some ass. I know you got. We all got that one family member no mind going to jail.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I feel bad for her watching that video because nobody deserves to be treated like that.
Yes.
But in point of fact, you could have left. You could have easily said, "I'm done with this shit. I'm leaving." I mean, you can't sit there and say you was afraid of his criminal organization and then turn state's evidence.
And before I come to you, Tim Dahl, what you say, Matt Professor, made a whole lot of sense because she could have got a gun and killed him and claimed self-defense.
Right.
And got off.
and got off. So Tim Dog, like my man Chris Kumo said, you think that the government looked at Sean P. Diddy Combs as John Gotti as being this big over the top gangster?
I think they went in, like Mad Professor said, and didn't really have anything, so they tried to create something. Maybe he pissed somebody off. I don't care what you do. You need to find something on him. So, like you said, they brought up the weapons in the beginning. They raided 2 homes, one in LA and one in Florida at the same
Miami,
time. Come on.
Yeah.
And even I think that one of the jurors was saying that the videos was just a bunch of people rubbing baby oil on it. It wasn't anything real exotic. So
when I heard the guy, because the guy was on CNN, and what he said was that when they heard the video and they said they had headphones on, and said when they was watching it, it's just like everybody was seeing they basically cooperate with one another. They wasn't like the person was like afraid or like Matt Professor say chained up or anything. They was willing participants in the actual freak off. Go ahead, Tim Dog. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. And the jury, like on your videos, they read right through it. And Joe said it. They listened and they didn't judge. And to me, the charges that he was charged with were, iffy. But once again, if it's, I'm not trying to. Well, I am putting it out there. If this was a white person doing the same thing, they probably would have got off on all of it.
Yeah, but then again, Matt Professor, coming back to you, the charges that they did get him on, I'd have seen plenty of videos of people talking about, talking about I'm gonna fly this person out. And they flying this person out. They ain't flying them out just to be having them flying out. They flying them out. They gonna probably pay them some money. They probably gonna take them out to eat, and they're gonna engage some type of sexual activity. So I didn't know this was a federal crime. Now I know. This is a federal crime. If you say that you're gonna fly somebody out for sexual, I guess gratification. Go ahead, Matt.
Favors. Yeah, that's the thing about it is
girlfriend or wife. I mean, cool.
Anytime somebody is traveling, since prostitution is a federal crime for the most part.
That's right.
Anytime somebody travels state lines, state lines, it becomes a federal crime. Now, it becomes a federal crime. It's just like transporting alcohol in your car is a federal crime if somebody wants to make a deal of it. So, like I said, that was one of the weaker charges. And I mean, shit, you could almost say that somebody that you're purchasing pictures from somebody for sex could be deemed prostitution. So it's again, it's just one of those things where they were just shooting darts and hoping to hit something and have that thing stick. And that's the problem with such a wide range of such the wide scope of this trial is they lost everything they were going after, because now the charges that he was found guilty of, he doesn't necessarily have to spend time in prison. They'll make him spend time just for the embarrassment, which is why they didn't give him bail, which is fucking odd. I mean, you've taken his passports, you've taken everything from the man except his money. So what danger does he pose now? I mean, he didn't get charged with abuse. He got charged with for prostitution, not abuse. So and because abuse wasn't one of his charges again. So and where's the danger?
Yeah, and I like that question that Joe just brought up, Tim Dog, and I want both of y'all to answer. Tim Dog, you go first. Did Diddy pay? Well, they don't know. Did Diddy pay the prostitutes, or the people at the party paid them? See, that's a good question. I never thought about that.
If he was found guilty, they say he paid.
Okay, Tim Dog, but you can see what Joe is talking about right there, Tim Dog.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand it. I mean, somebody has to be the financier. Of all these activities, and I mean, why not him? Maybe he gave the money to the people and told them to do something, but still, once again, he's soliciting someone to do something. And the thing that gets me is when they tried to prove it, but who said that they were being prostituted? other than Cassidy said, with
Cassidy, you call it Cassidy the rapper. That's the male rapper. Cassidy,
Yeah.
this is the female.
I said true that. Hey,
You
I'm
can
sorry.
say Cassidy.
Hey, it's legal here in Maryland. But anyway,
I guess anybody going over state line, if you pay that person some money, it could be perceived as they're a prostitute or not. It depends on how the police or the people in power look at it. So that just like you say, I hopefully they don't think that your wife, but if your girlfriend is coming across state lines and you give her money, they could consider her being a prostitute.
Correct.
no, I'll give her money because she need it.
No, I'm just
paid for
a prostitute needs money too. But I'm just saying if they want to look at the fine print of the law, they could technically say that. Matt Professor, if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong.
No, that's exactly it. Anytime money is exchanged after sex or before sex across state lines, that is a federal crime. And like you said, throughout history, they've charged husband and wife with prostitution because they didn't want to say it was the wife was an actual wife.
Yeah.
Now granted, it happened to black people for the most part in the 50s and 40s, but
great interracial couples.
It could always, especially with interracial couples, yes, it could always happen, and it could still happen now because the rules on the law of what prostitution is really broad, and as long as sex happens and money exchanges hands, hell, you could be filming a porn film and they could say it's prostitution if they chose to do so.
And man, y'all hit it right on the head because it brings us right into our next topic of no bail and, of course, what he actually got charged with.
We know that the defense was hoping that Combs would be able to leave the courtroom and go back to his family today. And earlier, he even said to his family there that I'm coming home. But it turns out that is not the case. What are you learning from what happened in this hearing late today?
Sean Combs entered court just a moment ago, looking upbeat. He greeted his family who crammed into the gallery, all in one bench, his mother, sons, twin daughters. And I think he was anticipating that he would be released following the mixed verdict, especially the acquittal on all of the violent crimes. But the judge immediately sat down at the bench, started reading his decision, saying bail is denied. He would not be released prior to sentencing because the judge said his incarceration is required based on what he was convicted of, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. The judge said the defense did not make any successful arguments to say that expectation should be overridden.
Tim Dog, do you agree with that, man? And the reason why I'm saying this because I know if it wasn't somebody that was a high-profile person, I understand the charges that he was charged with, but those basically go out the window right now because he's found now guilty. But the charges that they got him for prostitution, that part, anybody else, they will get bail. And like I said in one of my previous videos, they give murderers bail. But yet you're going to keep him in jail because of the racketeering charge that he was cleared of. But yet let's keep him in jail because of him and the prostitution charge. Tim Dog.
Well, no, in some instances where, especially with murder or federal crimes, the person is detained right there, regardless if they got some charges not guilty, but it depends on the guilty charge. His is a federal charge. So, of course, he's going to be federally detained after the verdict. Even though the harder crimes were, not guilty, he still was found guilty on crimes that would allow them to arrest him.
You agree with that, Matt Professor?
Well, my biggest issue with it is what's always been the biggest issue. The big issue is most of their prosecution, I was about to say prostitution, most of their prosecution was about a criminal organization that they just couldn't prove existed.
That's right. So
trying to keep him there again, like I said before, is just a way to punish him because they failed at their jobs. Yes, murder is a state crime for the most part. Yes, it's prosecuted locally, not on the federal level.
Yeah.
But even federal crimes, you get some sort of bail. I mean, hell, most of the January 6ers got fucking bail.
Yes.
So, you know, and they were all convicted of violent crimes. So, you know, that this thing about the prosecution didn't prove that he's not under any harm. Jail is fucking harm. I don't give a goddamn how you look at it. And the fact that they failed at again, they failed at getting charged. I know I've said this shit over and over. They're just embarrassed now because once again, the federal government couldn't prove something that they just knew they had slam dunk on. They just knew he was guilty. That's why but honestly, when you look at things, the more embarrassed the government gets behind, the more they start throwing embarrassing items out, like the freak offs, like the baby oil and shit. That shows desperation on their part. That's why I kept saying the first week of this trial, when that was the thing that they kept bringing up the most, that they were going to lose.
Yeah. And you said it right, man. I gotta get my, because you know, if I do a video, I'm gonna show it. Hopefully, YouTube don't ban me. I probably get a strike, but it won't hold against me.
Let Big G talk about it.
Yeah, nah. But you brought it up about the prostitution. I don't know what this video is, but hopefully y'all understand the meaning of it.
He was convicted on 2 charges of paying for sex workers to cross state lines, which by all lights, he did. He's guilty. But all this for that? A law originally from 1910 that was called the White Slave Act, that was really just about, the government kind of censoring relationships they didn't like. Not that human trafficking isn't real, but human trafficking implies what? That you're taking people who don't want to be taken and doing things to them that they don't want done. Okay? No one here said that they didn't want to go. They were adults as far as we know. So was it illegal? Federally, yes. Is it worth all this? The jury said, basically, no.
And you know, now I understand the premise of the video. Y'all both hit it right on the head. He even said that a law back in 1910 for the government, for people that say what it is. It was built for black men who was dating white women who was going across state lines. Chris Cuomo, he tried to sugarcoat that. But basically, that is exactly what that law was entail. Go ahead first, Tim Dog. Then I want to hear what you got to say, Matt Professor.
What do you say? The White Slave Act.
That's what it. That is what it said.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Now the white women are white slaves because a black man has them. Come on now, but
yeah, because I remember
we know the reality of it.
Yeah, because I knew for a fact that what's my man the first black Jack Johnson. They got him on that. They got him on that.
Mm-hmm.
They got him on that because
he was part of the reason they started the law.
Exactly.
Because the white women were loving him. And it's just, once again, people in power who don't like something, he pissed somebody off somewhere up there. And, he got full support of the president, whoever this person is, and, Department of Justice to waste time on something like this.
Yeah, I want to say it was the Department of Justice. I would say it was the New York City, because it was New York City that has. If I'm wrong, but I'm agreeing with
overseas all that, and they have to approve. Believe it or not, rather not. Even though the district attorney says, "Yeah, we're gonna do this case," but the Department of Justice also has to say it.
Okay,
so, especially on a high-profile case like this. Come on.
Okay,
well,
if I'm wrong,
remember RICO is always federal. There are very few state RICO charges that you can face, and I don't think they call it RICO. RICO is a federal court. Mean boosts it up to federal court. Yeah. So like I said, again, you can't guarantee, but that it was the entire Department of Justice, i.e., all the way up to the president, because localities do have federal jurisdiction in court.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's the way that went, and like we said, them using such an old statute, just again is all about the desperation of the thing. Because remember, I think her name was Centonia Brown, the young lady who was sex trafficked for years and finally killed the sex trafficker.
Look what I have here.
Oh shit! You let a Rios in your house? What the hell? You let a Rios in your house?
Tell Juan we about to send ice over there.
Why you do the shit on the 4th, man? You should be embarrassed. What's going on, Juan, brother? How
Let's
you
go
doing?
with you,
It don't
Juan.
matter. I got my socks on.
How you
He said
doing,
he
man? How you
rejected.
doing?
I got you. I got you.
Good to see
I
a
got
moving
you.
face.
Yeah, good.
Hey,
Yeah,
what y'all
see.
talking about?
We talk about the puppy case, but go ahead with your thoughts on Matt Professor before
my
Pharaoh
bad.
came and fucked us up.
No,
I
I
know.
was just,
It's
I was
drunk
just
ass.
saying that you know, you can't just sit there and say, wait, didn't I tell Juan stay away from my niece? Don't have me come up there. Anyway.
Oh Lord. Get your
Anywho,
freak on.
you
Get your
can't
freak on.
just say that just because I don't like this guy, just because again, going back to Centonia Brown, she was sex trafficked by a guy that she killed, and then
Yeah.
and what happened was when it came out that she had killed the guy,
Oh
they
Lord.
were saying that they didn't even have enough evidence that
What's
proved
going
that he
on?
was sex trafficking her, which he clearly was.
But yeah, and I think
So,
they
you
did a
know.
movie about that. I think what's her name did. I think they did a movie about her. On Lifetime. What's the girl name? They got into the Jay-Z and old girl thing in it. Lil Mama. I think it was the movie with Lil Mama. I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about.
Honestly, I don't watch
I forgot.
Lifetime like you guys do, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
Seriously, brother, looking like an orangutan.
But we ask you this,
No, I
Tim
wouldn't
Dog.
go that far.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say an orangutan. I'd say he looks homeless.
He look homeless. But let me ask you this though, Tim
The
Dog.
way he's a primate.
Let me ask you this, Tim Dog, though. But with interracial dating now, shouldn't that law be taken off the books? In your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, but look at where the laws are.
Why is
effective.
Rios asking who's that fake Mexican?
What the fuck? Hey, y'all messing up our goddamn show. We have a great goddamn conversation.
That's my grandson. We don't need papers or fake documents.
Man, y'all going to y'all don't mess up our goddamn mojo. I bring you back, Pharaoh. Leave your camera on.
I tell you what. We're gonna come back
What's
on
going
the
on?
after show.
There ain't gonna be no after show because we doing one quick show. But leave the camera on. I'll let you know when we come back.
This is my podcast today.
Well, we be back to you with your podcast today. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Fuck our whole flow up. Fuck around with them, man. But go ahead, man. Tim Dog. My question was, with that law still on the books, shouldn't that be taken off?
It's taken off, but
I guess the reason why I'm saying it because the way. Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that, Tim Dog and Matt Professor, is because interracial dating, that's a everybody does it now. So that law should even be on the books anymore, in my opinion. Go ahead, Tim Dog.
There's still a lot of laws that's been on the books for decades and decades. So
it's up to the state to bring up a bill for the governor to sign to get rid of the law. That's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
but you
because
have those red states that say, you know what, fuck it. We may have it there for insurance. You never know.
Because I know one thing. I think they say in one state that it's still legal for you to take your wife on to the footsteps of the courthouse and whip her ass. It's one of the states that you could still do that. I think it's Kentucky. I'm not sure. I think it's Kentucky.
Of course, it'd be backwater ass Kentucky, but it's one of them backwater ass states.
But like I say, my brothers, man, this is a short version of what we came here to do tonight. We had a good conversation before those brothers came on. Those are usually other partners that do 2 cigars with a blunt with us. Now let's bring Pharaoh in. Now we're gonna have a little ash out time. We can have a little ash time now. Ash time,
Usually we have ash time. Now you going Diddy on us.
Ash out, y'all go
This
Diddy.
my man Don Trill.
What's going on, man? Hey, usually we usually do a after show after our main show, but since everybody got a lot of family together, we just combine both of them into one show. We ain't got a lot of videos because the man on the street was tired. I got other shit I got to do. But we going to go ahead and get this ass out started right here. Because Tim Dawg sent me this. Oh, shit. I ain't even downloaded the shit. So y'all hold tight while I download shit.
I know you ain't using that whole shit.
Y'all motherfuckers know how I go, man.
But to answer the question about the White Slave Act, which is the Man
Hello.
Act. What's up, Braxton?
Go ahead.
It's still in effect because a lot of it was all about human trafficking and child exploitation. So a lot of it stayed in, they just put a lot of the language in that talked about the white girl trafficking. So that's kind of where it all comes from.
And I never thought about that, Math Professor. I never thought about that aspect of the crime with that still being on the bill. Tim Dog, your thoughts on what the Math Professor just said? Why that may still be on the books?
Yeah, it may still be on the books, but you can also reword it where the wording in that law.
Well, again, it was technically called the Mann Act. They just call it the White Slave Act because the two highest profile
they used it
that was charged with it was Jack Johnson and Chuck Berry. So
I forgot about that.
So that's why it's called the White
Chuck Berry, yeah. And
I forgot about the Chuck Berry one.
Chuck Berry
man. Oh man, yeah. Like I say, man, I'm getting my videos together. Here we go. Bring them back. Well, Tim Dawg, now we are into the Ash Style. I'm sorry, my brothers. It was kind of loud back there. Tim Dawg sent this to me. If you think you're having a bad day, I'm glad that you're not this goddamn donkey.
It's about kicking a man when he's down.
Once again, if you thought you was having a bad day, I'm glad you not this goddamn donkey.
Bitch just could have said no. I mean, goddamn.
That's what they call it.
I hope I gave you
shit. You don't give me none, and nobody else will get it either.
You know what's funny is Joy is in Atlanta this weekend.
Okay. Well, I'm about to head to Atlanta tomorrow.
Work out of it.
Yeah, I see you tomorrow.
Anyway,
see, hey, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Oh, bro, trust me, you don't have the gun. You don't have the gun, my guy.
I see you in Atlanta tomorrow.
You don't have the gun, the cannon, or anything else. So I'm sorry, my brother.
I got you.
You got nothing.
Oh
anyway.
Shit! But in honor of the 4th of July, my man has something to say about General Patton.
And you know what Patton said about the colored troop? He said the colored soldier couldn't think fast enough to fight in tanks. That hurt because we looked up to Patton. He was our hero. That's why it felt so damn good when I fucked his daughter while I was in tank school. I put it to that woman with a force she ain't never seen before.
Hey, I'm the pappy.
I'm the pappy.
That's all I got from that.
Yep.
He said, I'm the pappy.
Because I saw your face right before the video. You like 4th of July. Yeah, but it took you someplace else. I told you it took you someplace else, didn't it?
I just call this shit. I just call this day white team.
I got you. Right. Oh shit, we got one more, man. One more. Sometimes you just got to take your losses and just walk the fuck away. Because sometimes it's best to throw your rocks and break that window and just leave while you had a chance.
Damn! I ran over his ass. He big as a car.
Sometimes it's just better to just take your shit and go
the
home.
camera got close because I thought that was Shada for a minute. You know, Shada got that double motored ass golf cart. Oh, shit, I thought that was Shada.
Hey.
He didn't just run them both. He
Almost a hit and run.
Yeah, you read that motherfucker over, man.
I just like how far that fucking cart carried his ass.
His
That
ass.
was amazing.
That's because he was rolling underneath it.
That was amazing. God,
He ain't
hole
out.
underneath the whole way.
He can throw the rocks no more.
But that's how that shit be, man. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is a abbreviated version of what we usually do because a lot of people enjoying their 4th of July or whatever you want to call it today. And like I say, today is actually my daughter's birthday. So I'm saying a happy birthday
That's
to
right,
my daughter
D.
D.
Happy
Just
birthday,
turning
D.
37 today. They just left to go watch the fireworks down there in Evans. And then, I had to do what we got to do. But Matt Professor.
You said you had it when you was 30, right?
No, D. No, Tim Dog. Well, I'm not like you. I'm not like you, Tim Dog. You had a nurse. You had one of them women that came over to deliver your damn self. Your mom. What do you call them, Matt Professor? Nurse aide? What is that? Midwife.
First of all, why is Tim's camera like he's back in 1930?
Because he buys mama house. You know they just got the internet, man.
They just got the internet here, boss.
Come on, bro. You know this. Then he had to tether the then midway through. He had to tether the shit through his phone. Now come on, man.
Through his phone, and that's what it is. But Matt Professor, what is it? What Joe say? Look,
but I look
Tim
good
like 140 years old. Yeah, Tim is 140.
Tim
You right.
Got all my teeth too.
I got you. I can't say that, but shit. But Matt Professor, man, why we got you on here? Tell him why you mad. What you got for us tonight, Matt?
Well, with the passage of the big stupid ass bill, for all you motherfuckers that voted for Trump, for all of you motherfuckers that voted for him because you couldn't vote for the black lady with the weird laugh, and for all you motherfuckers that didn't vote at all because you couldn't vote for the black lady with the weird laugh, I hope you lose every fucking thing. I hope your health care, you break your fucking leg and you get some kind of clot in your leg that caused you to have to mortgage your goddamn house to pay for your damn health care. Because all of you stupid motherfuckers who thought he was on your side while he told you he wasn't on your side. He told you the only thing that was important to him was extending the tax cuts that he gave himself and his friends, and that your health care didn't fucking matter to you, and that your children getting lunch in school doesn't matter to him. I hope y'all lose every fucking thing. I really fucking do. And I'm going to sit there and laugh about it. And all of you red states like this dumb motherfucker that I'm in, I hope the next storm that comes wipe half your fucking state off the map, because I'm going to sit there and laugh about it, because you deserve what you get, you dumbasses. And for this bitch, Senator Lisa Murkowski, who a month and a half ago, who said that MAGA scares her. And then she said that this bill was a garbage bill until they gave her a fucking carve out for her goddamn state to not have to suffer through the shit for the first couple years of this shit. Bitch, I hope your house gets swallowed by a fucking by what is that shit called? Not a landfill. What is that shit called when the hole just opens up? A
sinkhole.
A sinkhole.
Thank you. There you go. I hope your house gets swallowed up by a fucking sinkhole with your fucking dog in it. Because bitch, I don't want you to have your dog either. And that's what the fuck I'm mad about.
That's what I'm talking about.
You say, hope you got skin cancer on your ass.
Oh shit, Matt Professor, I know you probably was gonna go that route, but I thought you was probably be mad about them motherfuckers want to hold a UFC on the goddamn.
I'm not, bro. Does any of that shit surprise me? Does any of this surprise any of you? No, that is the smallest of the shit that he doing. Trust me.
Yeah,
that's probably Joy telling me I need to shut the hell up.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we got the Matt Professor on here, for him to tell us why he's mad.
I'm gonna add somebody else to that fucking list. All you motherfuckers who married immigrants and not at their in some of y'all that were in the military that married immigrants. No, fuck it, Juan. I gotta go there. All of you motherfuckers that married immigrants, including veterans that married immigrants, I hope all your fucking immigrant ass family members get kicked the fuck out too. And
I'm an immigrant.
I don't. I'm sorry, Pharaoh. I love you, my brother. You know I do. And no, you're not an immigrant. You're just a nationalist because you were born somewhere else, but you were born to two American family, to two American.
In other words, you can get shipped out too.
And Jen is not an immigrant. You know I love Jen. I'd say it all the ones that voted for Trump, not you. Not you,
Yeah.
but all you motherfuckers. I hope your immigrant family members get kicked the fuck out. And I hope they have to go somewhere where when they get there, they don't have shit, because in America they were nice. They were well off, but they had to leave all the American dollars in this
Get
bitch.
on the plane with them. Get on the plane
Exactly.
with them.
Fucking go with them. All of y'all.
Thanks for that, Mad Professor. Tell them why you mad.
Nicaragua.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we'd like to give you something to think about, something funny, or better yet, where the fuck Tim Dog get that from? Tim Dog, what you got this week?
Stop that, Juan. I saw that shit.
No, don't put me on the big screen. No, take me off.
Oh, and shit cleared up.
Hey, let me tell you one thing. If I ask you a question and you don't know the answer, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Google.
I don't know.
Most people go, they look up in the sky like the motherfucker's gonna drop in their head. You know, people do stupid gestures like that. In Baltimore, they got gestures and stupid things for everything. I mean, it's just sad. It's like Baltimore is like a country to itself. I'm serious.
Yeah, y'all just got cable. What the fuck you talking about?
Man, fuck you. This motherfucker crossing the street. This motherfucker crossing the street with a shopping cart, no shirt on. It's about 95 degrees, and he walking back and forth, holding up traffic. Come on now, doing rush hour downtown.
Bro, that shit happened to me on my way home today with two homeless people fighting in the middle of one of the busiest intersections in the city.
You feel me? Homeless. No, he wasn't homeless. He was high.
Well,
he had a shopping cart, nigga. That was his house.
Yeah, that was his house. He had a mobile home.
No home.
Tim Dog, my neighbor, I got no neighbor that lives one of these ways. They're from Baltimore, and he told me why he left Baltimore 7 years ago.
That's right.
So, and your ass went back.
That's right.
So I come home to visit to get some jokes.
That's right.
See, my mom don't live in the city; she lives in the county. So
see, you keep acting like there's a difference between the two when all your stories concern it.
No. There is a difference, because like
I would tell you like this, Tim Dog. Baltimore is Baltimore. I don't give a damn if you the city, you the county. It's all the same thing does.
Given all of Tim Dog's stories,
walking across the street gonna make a difference.
Hey, Ryan, ask your neighbor, is there a difference between Baltimore City and Baltimore County? He'll say, yes, sir.
The thing for me with Tim and all his stories is, you know how they have flyover countries? Well, Baltimore is a fucking flyover city for me, because you will never. I have family in Baltimore that I don't fucking visit, and that's going to be now the new reason. I mean, I don't care about them all that much, but now that is the main reason why I will not fucking go there.
I got you.
Man, everybody has an attitude. Y'all know about the chicken guy. I'm telling you. And then
it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, we about to close this show. As you can hear in my area, they starting to shoot these damn fireworks off. So these motherfuckers got to 12 damn o'clock or 12:01. I'm calling the cops.
Man on the street, that's the hood. That ain't no fireworks.
What?
Look,
motherfucker, I'm right down the street from King House. Talking about the hood. What the fuck you talking about? Motherfucker, I'm right down the street from King House. Motherfucker, you talk that shit. I'm about to ease up there in a goddamn minute. You keep talking shit. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna check you out. But ladies and gentlemen, man, thank you for tuning in. But before we go, we want to give you something to think about. Pharaoh King, what you got for the people, my brother?
Hey man, this is for everybody that voted for what the shit that went on today. So Donald said no one wanted to join the military under Biden, while speaking to an entire graduating class at West Point who joined under Biden. So remember that shit.
Yeah.
The motherfucker lies. Okay.
He lies every goddamn time. And we got special guests. We gonna let my main man Juan. I already got Ice on call on speed dial. Juan, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Besides fake documents.
What you got, Juan? What you got for the people? You got to say something.
Remember where you come from and stay black, my brothers. Let's get it.
All Hispanic. That's what I'm talking about. Tim Dog, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Because you might not ever be deported back there.
That's right. Hey, exactly. Let's give the people something, Tim Dog. I done lost my train of thought.
Man, if someone stupid says they're going to give you a piece of their mind, just politely say, nah, I don't want to take your last piece.
Dang, I like that. Matt Professor, what you got?
I fuck everybody. I don't care. It's time for me to be on my not give a fuck train about people anymore.
I got you. Now shout out your social, Mad Professor, the people can follow you.
Fuck y'all. Y'all don't need to check my social. Don't come check me out. I'm pissed with everyone.
I got you. I got you. Tim Dog.
You know, it's the Mad Professor 1 on Instagram and YouTube. Come on now.
And that's what I'm talking about. Tim Dog. Shout out your social, my brother, so people can follow you.
And I'm on Instagram. Father's Love 99. It's all about me and my grandson and my son. I put some stuff up.
I got you.
I was fun, but work kept me busy. What you say, Juan?
What?
You say you go to Diddy house. So you go to Diddy
He's
house.
not wearing white because he went to Diddy house.
Well, it's legal now.
It's legal now.
It's legal.
Pharaoh King, shout out your social, people follow you, my brother.
Right. So everybody check your common sense at the door because a lot of y'all done lost that shit. Pharaoh_71 Instagram.
And can they check what they don't have?
Awesome.
All right. Juan, you got anything on your social media you want people to follow you on?
Oh no,
I am legal.
We good, sir.
Okay. Of course, you can find me, the Man on the Street, at the Man on the Street show
Why
on
Juan
YouTube.
look shorter than his picture?
I'm about to find out in a minute when I go over there. You can find me, the Man on the Street, at the Man on the Street show on YouTube. You also find us on Facebook. Now that I got us banned, yeah, we be back up in a day in 3 hours. It a bad but pay. I can't post shit. I can't post shit. I can't comment on shit.
I know, bro. I've been trying to comment on dumb people shit all fucking day.
Yeah,
I gotta roast people. Don't they understand what this shit means?
It's about, man. But yeah, yeah. Free the man. Free the man on the street. You can also catch me on creative
on the street.
Yeah, you can also catch me on Creative Campus Expression. I'm back on my AI game, as y'all can see. I'm stepping my game up, so check me out on that as well.
Big G corner.
Yeah, Big G. I got Big G. You also catch us every Wednesday night, hopefully on YouTube, especially. We'll be on YouTube. Hopefully back on Facebook this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. All we do is talk about sports. We have a good time doing it as well. But make sure you come back next Friday at 8 o'clock for 2 cigars and a blunt. We always have a good time. But make sure you stick around for the after show called Ashed Out. Man, we always try to go straight. We may go right, but 99.9% that damn show goes left. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Man on the Street.
Pharaoh King.
Tim Dog, who's still in Be More Careful. I'm telling you, people gonna get you.
Juan Rios, they gonna get you out there. Make sure they don't call ICE.
Man on the Street damn sure will, and this is the Mad Professor.
Yeah, make sure y'all have a safe night out there, because this is when the police is out and crazy shit goes on. So y'all,
one last plea for all of you guys celebrating the Whiteenth. If you're shooting off fireworks and you blow off part of your hand, please send us pictures. We'd love.
That's right. We love to see it. That's right. You're gonna look like Tim Dog.
Ain't gonna be one of us.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Peace.